and defends his title at the AT&T Byron Nelson, holding off Jordan Spieth and a pack of players at TPC Craig Ranch. As you take a look at the final leaderboard, and H.Lee doing something that only 3 other men have done in PGA Tour history, and that's win the Byron Nelson twice, and it's H.Lee doing it in back-to-back years. An incredible achievement for H.Lee. He joins Tom Watson, Jack Nicklaus, and Sam Snead, are the only other 3 guys that ever won this event twice. And he wins by 1 shot over Jordan Spieth, who was trying to win this tournament so badly. He grew up going to this event as a kid. He's from Dallas, TPC Craig Ranch in McKinney, Texas, just outside of Dallas. He comes up short, and a great round from Hideki Matsuyama, firing a 10 under, as well as Xander Schauffele, an 11 under, 61 in the final round there at the Byron Nelson. Let's get some instant analysis. Welcome to CBS Sports HQ golf analyst Kyle Porter. H.Lee outdoes himself, breaking the record he set 1 year ago, finishing at 26 under par, shoots a final round 63, defends his title at the AT&T Byron Nelson, holds off Jordan Spieth and a pack of players. Came out hot, Kyle. 5 birdies on the front 9. How would you describe what H.Lee did at TPC Craig Ranch on Sunday?
Well, it was awesome. You know, I think anytime you can join a list that includes Snead, Nicklaus, and Tom Watson, you're doing something right. And I think what is going to go a little bit under the radar, you know, the Byron Nelson is not what it was when those guys were winning it. It's not what it was when Nicklaus and Tom Watson were winning it. It's fallen off in recent years. It's not quite the tournament that it used to be. But this year's field was awesome. And he held off Jordan Spieth, who finished second, Justin Thomas, Hideki Matsuyama, and Xander Schauffele, and that's a big deal. You'll see an incredible shot here from 240 yards to about 5 feet that he ended up making for eagle, which was one of the pivotal moments of his round. But to hold off those 4 guys and the rest of a solid field, a field that to me was surprisingly really good for this golf tournament, Hakeem, that's impressive. You know, to win this tournament last year is one thing, when you didn't have all those big names kind of up near the top. To do it when you know Jordan Spieth is watching from 1 hole behind you, when you know Justin Thomas is finishing alongside you, when you know Hideki is ahead of you shooting 62, that's pretty impressive. And so even though I was impressed with last year's win at 25 under, I think this year shooting 63 to hold off those big names is an even more impressive feat for H.Lee.
Yeah, H.Lee putted brilliantly, and both of H.Lee's PGA Tour victories are at this event. And Jordan Spieth, the guy that grew up going to this event, wanted to win it so badly, really hurt himself with a 3-putt inside 7 feet on 10, settles for bogey. It's woulda, coulda, shoulda. I mean, Kyle, if Spieth pars that hole, we would probably likely be talking about a playoff. Instead, he comes up short, 1 shot short. You know the margins for error on the PGA Tour are razor thin. What's your reaction to Jordan's final round?
Yeah, you'll see it here. I think it was 6 feet 8 inches, I believe, and he talked about it after his round. And you know, he said on this comebacker here, you'll see him miss it here. He said that he was worried. I think he said something like he was overestimating the wind and how much it was going to affect his putt. He just seems a little bit unsure of himself, and like he lacks some confidence on those short putts. But the round overall was pretty good. You know, he shot 67. You know, like he said, the afternoon wave, they experienced a lot of wind. You saw his shirt kind of whipping around there. It was still an easy golf course, but it wasn't as easy as when there wasn't any wind. I think, you know, to me, it's not a big deal that he didn't close it out. The 3-putt was not great, but it's not the biggest deal in the world. For him to take a win at the RBC Heritage and a runner-up at the Byron Nelson into the PGA next week, where he's going to be going for the career Grand Slam, that's a ton of momentum, and I think that's a ton of confidence. Well, he was talking about coming down the stretch, he was hitting shots that he didn't necessarily have a ton of confidence in, just going in, trying to mentally kind of ready himself for them, and he was able to do it, and he was proud of himself for that over the last couple holes. So I'm excited about what Spieth could do at Southern Hills next week. I thought this was an impressive performance. The 3-putt is going to be the one that kind of gnaws at him, but overall it was still a good week for Jordan Spieth.
Yeah, heading to the PGA Championship in Oklahoma, looking to complete that career Grand Slam. Tiger Woods, meantime, looking to win his 16th major, returning to Southern Hills, where he won the 2007 PGA Championship last month, finished 47th at the Masters. Kyle, what's a realistic expectation for Tiger at the PGA Championship?
Yeah, Tiger was out at Southern Hills on Sunday. I'm headed up there tomorrow, so I'll get a chance to see him on Tuesday. But Hakeem, I think it's a little bit what we saw at the Masters, which is make the cut and then you see what happens on the weekend, right? This is not an overnight thing. It's not a one tournament fix. Is Tiger still mentally maybe the smartest guy out there and the wisest player in this field? For sure. But physically, he's just so limited. And I think while he's going to incrementally get better physically, it's not going to happen over the course of a month. It's not going to happen over the course of a tournament. I think for him to make the cut at Southern Hills where he won in 2007 and go on to, do something on the weekend, maybe shoot something around par, maybe, keep it in the top 30 or top 40 this time instead. I think that's a realistic and honestly, like, good outcome for what Tiger could do at Southern Hills at the PGA this week.
Tiger Woods looking to win the Wanamaker Trophy. Bunch of other guys looking to win the Wanamaker Trophy. Time now for the Bonobos' perfect fit. Whose game is the perfect fit for Southern Hills as you head there next week as we get ready for the next major?
Well, you actually had a couple guys playing in the Byron Nelson late that I think kind of fit this course really well. But for me, I'm going to go with Justin Thomas in his iron play. The Byron Nelson was not necessarily a great example of that. He was good with his irons, but not elite with them. He is an elite iron player, though, and he's somebody that in this field on these greens. I was talking with Dottie Pepper on a call earlier this week. She talked about how these greens are big like Augusta, but the landing areas are small, and that's where Justin Thomas thrives. He can hit these really high iron shots that you could land in a silo. And he just has a real ability to kind of find a gear with his irons that a lot of other players in this field don't have. So I don't know if he's going to get it done. I hope that he does. It'd be an awesome thing to cover. But he's the guy that I'm really kind of looking out for going into the PGA next week. One-time
major champ, won the 2017 PGA Championship, looking for another Wanamaker Trophy to add to his collection. Kyle Porter setting us up for the PGA Championship next week in Oklahoma. Kyle, thanks. And you can watch third and fourth round coverage of the 2022 PGA Championship from Southern Hills in Tulsa, Oklahoma, next Saturday and Sunday on CBS, beginning 3 Eastern. You can stream live on Paramount Plus, CBSSports.com, and on the CBS Sports app. We'll have pre- and post-round analysis right here on CBS Sports HQ.
Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis, no yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.